back to Unladylike Opinions. This review is going to be The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 1, Best of Frenemies. Now, the episode starts off with them loading up a party bus, and Jen gets a call, and she tells, I want to say Whitney, she tells Whitney to turn her mic off. And I don't know, well, I think I know what the call was about, but she goes outside to talk, and then she comes back and was like, I gotta go, I just got a call, I gotta go. And they was like, oh babe, sorry, whatever. And she leaves. And then 12 minutes later, guess who rolled up? The feds looking for Jen. So obviously somebody done tipped her off that the feds was coming or whatever. And they wondering, like, how did they know she was here? Who told where she was here? And I was like, obviously, I don't know how the feds work. They know you at all times or whatever. They obviously been peeping her out for a while. So, yeah. So Whitney gets on her phone and look up, like, why is the feds looking for Jen? And she finds out that they're looking for her and her business partner, Stewart, I think. And they find out that they're both getting arrested for fraud, for stealing people money. Old people at that. Crazy. So they flash back to 2 months earlier. And they did wrong for starting the episode off and then flashing back 2 months earlier. Stupid. Okay, so now we're at Jen's house, in her new house, might I add. She was renting. She made sure to tell us that she was renting the old house. Now she got a new, bigger chalet or some stuff she said or whatever. And so she's in her kitchen cooking with one of her many assistants. I swear she got about 40 assistants, and I still don't understand what her job is. We understand now. It was stealing. So Lisa shows up, and Jen is showing her around the house, and of course she's bragging about how much this costs, about this, and Jen closet is, oh my God, it is amazing. But Jen, just keep digging yourself a deeper grave, because you just showing the feds everything they need with all this Gucci, Prada, Louis, and all this in this closet where you ain't got the paperwork to show for it. Just giving yourself away or whatever. But, they sit down, and Jen tell Lisa that her and Sharif, which is her husband, almost got divorced during quarantine. Which I'm not surprised, because Jen is a Tasmanian devil, and I don't see how Sharif do it, because Jen is crazy. Jen is crazy. All the stuff that she be doing, I don't see how Sharif did it. So she says that they got into one argument, and next thing you know, he leaves and she get divorce papers. I honestly believe Sharif was tipped off that Jen was finna get indicted on fraud, and he tried to get ahead of it, aka Erica Jane, whatever the girl name is from Beverly Hills Housewives. He tried to get ahead of it and go on, get the process started. I believe that's what Sharif doing. I believe Sharif gonna leave Jen when all this really go down, which it already went down. But Jen going to jail. I don't care. If she don't, we know why. I'm not gonna say it, but you get it. So, but she said, they went to, counseling or whatever, and she was like, because who else gonna deal with me? We got to work together. He got to stay with me. And I was like, there's one thing you did lie about, because who else gonna deal with crazy? And, of course, they get to talking about Meredith, and I don't know why Lisa always capping for Jen, thinks everybody owes Jen all this loyalty and respect when Jen gives none. Not even to you, Lisa. But whatever. And so we move on to Meredith's house, and Heather shows up in the house that Meredith stays in. I don't even like the cold, but over there in Salt Lake City, her view is like a poster card for Christmas or something, with all the stuff over there or whatever. Like, it is amazing or whatever. So Heather talks to Meredith about her daughter picking a college, and she was like, she don't want to pick it for her, and obviously she don't want her to go to the college that she had to go to, because Heather was Mormon and they had to go to BYU, and she said she never wanted to force that on her kids because she's no longer Mormon or whatever. And I totally agree with Heather about, helping her daughter with picking out colleges and not wanting to be an influence, because that's the same thing that I told my son. Like, he really wanted to go to a HBCU. Like, he really wanted to go to Howard. But like I told him, pick something that fits you and what you are majoring in. Don't just go because you want to be at an HBCU. Like, don't think because you're a black kid you need to automatically go to an HBCU. Ain't nothing wrong with a PWI. I don't know why people like to compare it or whatever. There's nothing wrong with it to me. Go where you feel you need to go, not where you think you need to go. Do your research. That's what I told mine. And that's what he did, and he made his own decision. And no matter if he was going 100,000 miles away, I wasn't gonna be perfectly fine. I was gonna be crying, but I wasn't gonna be like, you gotta stay. No, I pushed mine. I'm not push because he wanted to go to college. Don't worry about me. Go do what you gotta do or whatever. So I completely relate with Heather. And so Meredith was talking about, how much better her and Seth's relationship was, because they was on the verge of, getting a divorce last season, which I honestly believe Meredith had a little, a little whoop-de-whoop side piece or something. But that ain't my business. But over at Whitney's house, they are celebrating her stepson's birthday. And I know Whitney is young and her husband is much older, but I did not know that Whitney was 5 years apart from her oldest stepson, which is 29. It's three. One is 29, one is 26, and one is 23. But I ain't gonna judge you, Whitney, because the way things going for me right now, I'm about to go find me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so Whitney is, taking shots or whatever with her stepsons. Now, that's something I don't never think I could see myself doing, because like I tell my kids all the time, I'm not your friend. I'm not partying with you, which my kids 19 and 14, they not partying or whatever. But I tell them all the time, like, no, never. My niece, I always try to my some, she having a party coming up to my some, you coming to my party? Girl, no. I cash up you. That's it. I ain't coming there. What I look like? Anyway, so back to the thing. Whitney shows them her beauty line and her beauty oil line. And so she's telling them, like, growing up, what she said is in her confessional, growing up Mormon, they was taught that the man is the provider and the lead of the household. But she is ready to, make her own money. And this Wayne said, and not be on her knees anymore. Well, she didn't say not be on her knees. She did the gesture. I'm not doing it. But moving on. So they all get into their bathing suits and go to the was it the pool or was it the hot tub? I think it was the hot tub. And her drunk tail, after they took a lot of shots, she dropped the cake not once, not two, but 3 times. And I want to say it was a 4th time. And she was still trying to bring it to them, and like where the candles were lit, still trying to bring it to them to eat it. That's why I don't eat at people's house now. That's exactly why I don't eat at people's house. Because I am a very picky eater. And don't play with me and my food. Moving on. Lord, now we over here with Mary. Mary is like Jeepers Creepers to me. Mary is this awkward, crazy person. And her makeup and her clothes, like, Lord. And she talks about how during quarantine, she said her son didn't like her, which I am not surprised. She talking to mannequins and all, and then she says that her granddaddy husband, well, you know, Mary married her grandma husband, which is her step granddaddy. Mary, we don't do that. We is this color. Let me find out you killed your grandma for that money and married the granddaddy to keep the money going. Let me find out y'all killed that woman. But anyway, so Mary pulled up to her little church in a nice Range Rover. Mary, they already said you scamming them folks down there at the church, and you pull up to this little church in a nice Range Rover. Make it make sense. Okay, Jamal Bryan. So one of the hosts was praying before they started, because she started her podcast because the church was closed during quarantine, and she said she needed some church in her life. So one of her hosts was praying, and he was doing it, Baptist prayer where he was long-winded, and Mary stopped this man in the middle of his prayer and said, "No, that's not how we do it. Let me show you how it's done." Not, I ain't gonna lie. I be wanting somebody to say that when they be doing it at church. But I go with it. They be long-winded. Okay, so then they flash to a picture of Mary, late grandmother, in heaven with Jesus. Mary whole family crazy. That's it. That's all. Mary whole family crazy. So Mary started talking about how children don't listen. They don't want to follow the way of God and or whatever. And she said her son is a prime example because she's not going to be the one taking care of him for the rest of his life. And out of nowhere, she asked this man was saying about how, you know how young people is, well, we was young once before and, we did things when we was young. And Mary out of nowhere asked this man, did he do drugs? And he said, yeah, I smoke marijuana. And she was like, well, when I was smoking, they call it a blunt. And I was like, Mary. I did not see that coming. Because Mary don't even look like, I take that back, yes, she do. So Mary was like, she didn't fit in. She doesn't fit in with the world. Nobody never likes her. And she don't trust people. Well, I wouldn't trust you either. You married your step granddaddy. So we know your trust and loyalty ain't to nobody but you. Moving on. I'm going to let it go for now, Mary, but I still ain't for how you marry your step granddaddy? All because y'all didn't want that man to keep the money that grandma left. Talking about your grandma left it in her will. Girl, if you don't stop playing. Now, if your grandma did leave that in the will, I know your whole family crazy. But I'm going to let that slide for now. So, moving on. We at the new girl house, Jeannie. And, Lisa comes over because, her and Lisa been friends. We find out her and Lisa been friends for like 10 years. And they was pregnant at the same time. And their other sons are like best friends or whatever. And Lisa killing me with these Diet Cokes. Like, Lisa, stop playing with Coca-Cola. I do not play by Coca-Cola. Cherry Coke is my favorite. I'm trying to stop, but it's like alcohol for me, but I'm trying. So Lisa, stop playing with this Diet Coke. Don't nobody drink that. I guess I got childhood trauma because that's all my grandma used to give us when we used to stay with her, and I hated Diet Coke. Oh my God. Back to Jeannie. Okay, let me tell you something. Jeannie tells them, about how she came here on a boat. And the Thai pirates, it placed them in the refugee camps, and I think she said a Christian church came and rescued them or whatever, and that's how she got brought to the States. But when she came, her father lowered her age by 2 years so she can go to kindergarten, and so on paper she is 2 years younger. I wonder why. I guess we'll get more into Jeannie's story. I'm kind of interested in it because I love stuff like that or whatever. or whatever. But Jeannie rubbed me wrong when she basically called her husband a butterface. She said he had a nice body, but the face didn't match. But they been married for 14 years and he a chiropractor, so I guess it all worked out. Jeannie, you did wrong for that. Back at Chalet, aka Jen house, Jen aunt and her mom shows up and she asked her aunt if she could see her bionic legs. In a confessional, she was like, y'all wondering, do she smell like hospital? Because, you know, Mary said that when Jen came, like last season, when Jen came to see them somewhere, Mary said, oh, you smell like hospital. And Mary, I came with Mary. So her and Mary still beefing about that. So Jen was like, no, she doesn't smell like hospital. And she said she smelled like real expensive Louis Vuitton perfume that you probably bought. Jen, just go and get the feds the evidence they need, because you just stud. Man, when I tell you, they gonna have a field day with this footage from this show. Because she basically incriminating herself. And so then it's talk about, I think they all getting together because it's her oldest son's birthday. And of course, she has to look up because she don't remember exactly how old he is. Which I ain't gonna be mad at you, Jen, because with my baby boy, I always forget what year he is born. I know how old he is, but I always forget what year he is born. And I don't know why it's like that or whatever. But, you know, it is what it is. And then, you know, her mom, you know, because Jen's father passed a few years ago. And her mom, you know, was glad that her and Sharif worked it out. Because she said, like, since the dad been gone, Sharif been like the, you know, protector of the family. And she was thanking him for all that, you know, he has done for them or whatever. Which was pretty sweet or whatever. So all the girls except Jen, Lisa, and the new girl Jenny go out to eat. They go out to eat. And Heather started ordering the food, because Heather said these skinny bees don't know how to order no food. If it was up to them, I'd be sharing the salad with Mary. And Heather, I am with you when you're right. Now, I used to be a skinny bee, and when I was a skinny bee, baby, I ate. That's probably why I ain't no skinny bee no more. But look at me. It doesn't matter. So, I'm with Heather on that. So, Meredith tells them, well, was it Whitney? I think Whitney said Meredith didn't look the same or whatever. And Meredith tells them that her father passed. And of course, they all get emotional. And because like Heather and Mary, I think their father passed like a year or two ago or whatever. So they completely understood where Meredith was coming from. And that's a pain I don't never want to feel, because I am a real daddy's girl. Real. So a heart goes out to Meredith or whatever. And they asked her if she told Lisa or Jen about her father passing. She said she talked to Lisa, and you know, of course, Lisa sent her condolences, but she haven't heard anything from Jen, which I am not surprised. You ain't gonna hear from Jen. Ain't got nothing to do with Jen. Jen ain't calling you or whatever. So Heather says Jen was all over social media calling her a racist, and Meredith says that she's all over, you know, the internet basically calling Brooks out, which is her son, you know, saying that, you know, he's gay and all that or whatever. And she's trying to say that Brooks haven't come out yet, but you can obviously see that, well, I'm not going to say that, because it looked like he have come out or whatever, but Mary, in her interview, dressed like a fool. And she was saying how she don't understand how they be so desperate to be friends with Jen, which Mary be speaking facts. Mary crazy, but Mary be speaking facts sometimes. So they talk about how disrespectful Jen is and how she always feel like someone owes her apology or whatever. And I'm like, don't worry about Jen, because Jen gonna be in cell block C with Big Bertha later on, so y'all ain't gotta worry about what Jen got to say. But you know, that ain't my business. And so we're back at Meredith's house, and she's over there cleaning and preparing food for Lisa and her family, because you know, her and Lisa used to be real close or whatever. And her husband said something about converting them back to the religion they in. I can't remember exactly what the religion is, but you know. So Lisa arrived with these god awful flowers, and they argue over this friend stuff, which is so freaking juvenile. Because I'm like, Lisa, you're comparing what you and Heather went through to what Jen and Meredith went through, and there's no comparison. Because I don't think, like, Heather should be mad with Lisa, to be honest, because you don't want to call Heather a fun time girl because you didn't remember. Because Heather said she remembered you in college, and you said you didn't remember. I don't think you remember she was a fun time girl. Girl, bye. I ain't got time to keep up with this childhood high school drama they keep going back and forth about. Lisa still be campaigning for Jen. She trying to tell Meredith to give Jen a chance. And Jen is just a terrorist at this point. And I don't understand what Lisa... Like, I wonder is Lisa in some of... If Jen got some hold on Lisa with this fraud stuff or something. I don't know. Because just like the way she capping for Jen is crazy. And this season looks like it's gonna, well, ain't no look, it look like it really gonna be good. I really can't wait to see what the Fed's gonna do with Jen and how that all gonna fold out or whatever. I am excited to keep going with this or whatever. This is one of the newer Housewives shows that I watch, so I will come back to you guys hopefully Sunday, I think they come on or whatever, with another review. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you guys later. Bye.